All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers, and peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Rakakwadash, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Shah. All right, and what I want to get into, with this lesson, dealing with contentment in Yahweh Bashem Shah, and we live in a society that's completely the opposite of how the Lord wants us to be, and I want to start off in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and verse 6, which inspired the lesson. Now, when you go into Ecclesiastes 4 and 6, it reads, better is a handful with quietness than both hands full with travail and vexation of spirit, and having a handful is meaning having enough, because we've been taught from our youth up in this society, to chase status, okay, to chase, wealth, okay, to chase, particular, have a certain type of house, a certain type of car, so get this name brand, get this type of car. When you get this type of car, this is a token of success. When you wear these type of clothes, it's a token of success, okay? When you're able to stay in this place and that place and do this and that, when you make it to this spot, when you get this and you can, and there's all these, vain tokens of prosperity, but it comes with so much vexation in this society, man. The more you want from this society, the more vexed you're going to be. The more you want out of this society, the more, wealth, the more clout, the more attention, whatever you want, it comes with a vexation. Ultimately in this society, when you start to climb up in any sector of society, you got to go through them doors somewhere. You see? You're going to have to go through them doors somewhere, man, and fully go into Satan, man. You see? But the mindset of having, being content with enough, man, is a beautiful, it's an inward peace that this world can't give us, man. A type of car don't give us, man. Dealing with certain type of women, it wouldn't give us, man. Okay, being popular and being a celebrity, okay, it wouldn't give us, man. You see? So when you go read it again, Ecclesiastes 4 and 6 said, better is a handful with quietness, with peace, man. Having enough and having peace on this side, man, is invaluable, man. It can't be valued. Okay? You can look at a nigga net worth. Okay? You can, quantify how many cars he got, how much his house costs, square footage. You see? These things can be measured and quantified, but when you go into the inward peace of having the Most High and having enough, day to day and being content, you can't put a measurement on that, man. And then we know what we got coming. Not only are we content, we know that this is a temporal situation and we got everything coming, So when you go to, let's get this in the book of Timothy, and I want to get that word content. So when you go here to the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6, all right, this is 1 Timothy 6 and 6 and 6. It says, but godliness with contentment is great gain. Okay, and let's read this in the NLT. Yeah, true godliness with contentment is itself great wealth. You see, we begin to value Yahweh Bashem Shah because we know that the things that Esau wants us to chase, the Lord is going to give us to us on the level, all right, that we can't even imagine. It's going to be in this righteousness, it's going to be in this right order. Okay, it's going to be in this perfection, man. It's not going to destroy us, man. You see, we not, because in this society, we have to portray our power to get the wealth and the status and certain, of this world. You have to betray yourself, even if you don't officially sell out to Satan. Well, you begin to chip away at your morals to chase things in this world, even before you will make the official deal with Satan, you already begin to chip away at your morals, chip away, at your integrity, you see, to gain things in this world. And that's how it's set up. Okay? But when you go into the scriptures, it says, yeah, true godliness, okay, becoming like Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah. We're striving for righteousness, man. The Lord is, the Lord has us conforming to his son, Yahweh Shah, man. We're becoming something, man, that's fit for the king's use forever. You see? We're becoming joint heirs with Yahweh Shah, man. So in the process, as we're becoming, all right, likened unto Yahweh Shah, you see, because that's what we reach for now. Like I say, we used to reach and have these fantasies and desires of this world. We all wanted to be some type of celebrity, wealthy, athlete, rapper, whatever, actor, actress, whatever. Okay? Most of us had these fantasies, man. We was obsessed with those fantasies, man. But see, in the truth, we become that those desires die, and now we desire something greater, man. Okay? The top athlete / rapper / entrepreneur has nothing on becoming Yahweh Shah. You see? That's why I say you would rather have a handful enough in quietness, because there's a peace of mind. Not only we content with our current situation, but there's an inner peace and understanding what we're becoming, man. Lord, will we endure? Okay? So it says, yeah, true godliness with contentment is itself great wealth. Now, let's get this word contentment real quick. Okay, so you get this word contentment. It says contentment is a moderate form of happiness, a state of being or emotion in which one is satisfied with their current life situation. Because what's our current life situation? We're in the truth, man. The Lord is dealing. We have the Holy Spirit. We can read the scriptures and be edified, get revelation. We can listen to videos and be edified, get revelation, get understanding, get instructions of how to move in these times. We're able to look out at world events and relate them to prophecy, showing how close Yahweh Shah is to coming back, man. You see, we understand who we are. We got our identity back, man. We're Israelites, man. We're not niggas, okay? We're not Native Americans, okay? Latinos, okay? And whatever other byword, man. We're none of those things, man. No, we're the sons of God, okay? You with me? You're the daughters of the Most High. The daughters of Zion. We got our identity back, man. You see? And the identity is linked to eternal promises and blessings, man. So we're good with our current estate, man. Because we're becoming something. We're heading towards something. And we see our power in work, man. So look, our little daily bread, you see? We got shelter, clothing, transportation when needed, whatever. We got the body, we got the brotherhood. You got the church, the believers, man. You see, we have everything. We really got abundance. That's another thing. Like as the scriptures, puts us in the spirit of appreciation. Because that's another thing too. Esau has people chasing that they never appreciate where they at. Okay, you got people, that's making 80,000, and they're obsessed with crossing that 100,000 mark and not appreciating the 80,000 and making the best with that. Now, of course, if you can make a play and better yourself, man, the Lord, He'll throw you some. Everybody in different, situations. The Lord will throw you some. The Lord will increase you, in His time. You see? But the obsession, you got people, like I say, just to make an example, you got people making 80,000 instead of working and doing the best with that. They're obsessed with making 100,000. You got people with nice vehicles, nice houses, okay? But they're so obsessed with the next upgrade, all right, because what it can do for their status. They just want a bigger house just cause. They want a newer, more expensive car just cause. Okay, but what it can do for their status on the internet, man. You see, instead of appreciating, thanking Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah for daily bread, for health, you see, a sound mind. Okay, and another thing, the true wealth we have of people, because people is the highest form of wealth you can have, man. And we got the body, we got the brothers, man. We got like-minded men who think like we think, believe like we believe, man. You know, true friendships, true brothers, man. You see, that's value, that's wealth, man. And most people don't have that in this world, man. Most people, all right, are just performing for one another, man. They don't have true, all right, brotherhood, friendship, relationships, man. And we have these things in abundance, man. This great network, you know, brothers of believers, man. You know? So it says, contentment is a moderate form of happiness, a state of being or emotion in which one is satisfied with their current life situation and the state of affairs in one's life as they presently are. As they presently are, man. And you look at, man, the Lord is dealing with us, man. We there was no other place we would be. That's why Scripture, I'd rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my Lord. Okay? You see? We're in the best position to be in existence, man. There's no better place than that. We wouldn't want to be anywhere, man. Okay? I wouldn't want to be nominated for a Grammy. I wouldn't want to be, all right, in the playoffs on some sports team. Okay? I wouldn't want to be this entrepreneur, this popular record label. No, I want to be here, man, amongst the believers doing this work, man, amongst the, fighting on the front line in the spirit, you know, with the rest of the brothers, man. Start with the apostles and the elders on down. There's no other place I would rather be. You see? So, this truth makes us completely content with what the Lord is doing, you know, and how the Lord is moving, how the Lord is using us, man, and what the Lord has us becoming. We become content with that, man. You see, he said, if one is content, they are at inner peace with their situation and how the elements in one's life are situated, man. You see? Won't change nothing. The only thing we want is just the end of this place, man. That's the thing that the change we want to see is the end of this place, man. But as far as what the Lord is doing, you know, with us, with the church, okay, hey, we become content, man. We satisfied with our power and what He's doing, man. You know, and to be a part of this, man. You see, this is a thing that's pleasing. That's why when you go back, okay, 1 Timothy 6 and 7, it says, and reading NLT, it says, after all, we brought nothing with us when we came into the world, and we can't take anything with us when we leave, man, because the only thing that's going on in chariots is these spirits, man. These bodies not even going to go. Okay? The only thing that's going in the chariots is these spirits is going into new bodies, okay, on the way in those chariots, man. You see? And we're going to then, when we come out those chariots, then we're going to get real wealth, okay? We're going to have real family. We ain't going to have just a bunch of hoes, okay? No, you're going to have wives, real family, okay? You're going to have estates, okay? You're not going to have bills and get loans. No, we're going to have true sovereignty, man. You see, we're going to be blessed in our sovereignty, man. Okay? Because you can really never be blessed in somebody else's kingdom, man. Okay? Well, this nigga control the money. Okay? This nigga control, all right, the movement of resources. Okay? When you see, he can turn the grid off with a, you know, like a light switch, man. So there's no true wealth or gain in this man's society, man. Okay? The true wealth comes with sovereignty, man. You see? And we're going to have that, you know, in the world to come. You see? So that's why we have a mindset. We're not too attached to anything, man. Okay? Anything, we know that this is just a temporary situation to get us to the chariots, man. You know, the Lord got us in the perfect positions, all right, to get into the chariots, man. You know, we got the income needed. You know, we have housing. You know, whatever we got things. The Lord got us set up, man, to where we can grow in the spirit and make it to the chariots, man. Okay, and that's more valuable than anything that this world can offer, man. That's why verse 8 it says, so if we have enough food and clothing. Let us be content. Yeah, man. We got the simple things that we got. And then the Lord still throws us a little extra for, a little simple, lawful pleasures that brothers got, man. What brothers might be into, man. You see? We serve with just power, man. You see? So, yeah, just being content, with a handful, with enough, man. It's an inner peace, all right, that this world can't give us. And that's why even Yahushua made the point in St. John 14. All right, St. John 14 and 27 says, peace I leave with you, my peace, all right, I give unto you, not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. So the peace that Yahushua gives us, this world can't offer that, man. Okay? The world can't offer us being joint heirs with Yahushua, immortality, okay? The resource of having control of the earth, man. And not for the sake of just having control, but to manage the earth in righteousness, man. To see the earth come back to its strength, man. It's a thing I look forward to, man. Seeing the earth get its smell back. Seeing the animals, being able to do what they was meant to do. Everybody going back to their purpose, man. Like I see animals flourish, man. To see vegetation flourish, man. To see the earth itself, man. Go back to paradise, man, and flourish, man. You see? That's something. All these things are something to look forward to beyond this current world. And that's why our peace doesn't come from this world. It comes from what Yahushua is getting ready to do. All right? And the new age Yahushua is getting ready to bring into the world, man. You see? And righteousness, man. So, yeah, man, being content, that inner peace, man, there's nothing like it. And really living it, not just, saying it because it sounds good, but really living it and being content, man. It's an inner peace that this world can't give and they can't take it away, man. So Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you few sisters edified once again. I'm going to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushua Bahashem, Kakodash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful like Shalom.